What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're super excited. This time we're going to mix it up again. Maybe you were expecting some NBA stuff, but that's not what it's about right now. We are talking March Madness, all right? Not only is the main tournament coming, but something that I'm super excited about is the conference championships. In my opinion, it is the best week of college sports. It's just pure craziness to start the March Madness, and we're super excited to be here for you. And I'm Matt with Beard Laws, and these are my dudes.
You got me, Matt Brown, at the Johanna Jones.
And Brandon J. McDermott at Brandon J. McDermott.
Make sure you guys check out the descriptions below. All the social media is down there. Give them a click, give them a follow. The first one we're going to talk about is going to be the AAC. And I know it's not the ACC, but yes, there is an AAC conference, and they're pretty good this year, is the American Athletic Conference. And we got the tournament schedule here. So as we're up here, we're going to let the fellas turn around who we like and why we like them.
I think this is one of those years where I just don't like the teams with the number one next to their names, just in general. This AAC tournament, no exception. Houston's good, not great. Name me a hotter team in the conference than Memphis. I think Coach Penny Hardaway has waited long enough to get this program the recognition it deserves. They've won 10 out of the last 11, including a 14-point victory over Houston. So I think I like the Tigers here.
You know, Houston obviously is the top seed, but as you said, Memphis is about as hot as it gets. They started off 6-5 this year, but closed out the year 10-1 in their last 11 games. That is about as on fire as it gets. And winning begets winning. I see more of that from Memphis. They should win this AAC title.
Just to give everybody quick little odds too, Houston is the favorite, obviously is the number one, minus 200. Their beloved Memphis for this tournament is plus 300. But who I'm going to go with is going to be SMU plus 900, mainly because I like the plus 900 a little bit better. They've been playing some great ball. I think they match up if they both win through against Memphis to take on maybe Houston, maybe Tulane, maybe Temple, hey, maybe East Carolina or Cincinnati, but I'm going to go with SMU, the AAC champion. There's going to be a couple of locks that are already in there. Yes, whoever wins is guaranteed to be in there, but in my opinion, Houston, Memphis, and SMU, all great teams that we like. They're probably going to be marching in the big tournament. Let's move on to one of my favorite conferences, which, in my opinion, has had a really down year this year. It's the ACC.
This one's where I say that there's nobody but the number one seed who should win this. Duke is the only team from the ACC projected to even be a top 10 seed in the NCAA tournament. I just think that, coupled with the fact that they just got embarrassed on Coach K's last home game against UNC, I just think that's extra motivation these young guys need to kick it into high gear this month. I like the Blue Devils here. I know it could be crazy, but I just don't see anything else.
Coach K's curtain call was a tough loss for them. But before that, they had won 12 of 13 games before that loss to North Carolina. Coach K haters have always pointed to him not having a lot of NBA superstars that he's coached and have only won 5 national titles in 42 years. I have never been a big Duke fan, but I'm hoping that they close out Coach K's career with a big title run. And it starts here. After the loss, Duke is on a mission. I'm taking them.
They're tough to kind of bet against, even though I am not a Duke fan as well, but that's all right. They are a minus 125 to win the conference. And being a guy that, likes to play some future odds, I actually took Duke to win the NCAA championship before the season started at a very high plus percentage. So if they happen to win the tournament, I'm going to be a little sad because I'm not a Duke fan, but I'll be a little happy at the same point. Either way, North Carolina plus 550 in this one, which jumped a lot after beating Duke. Virginia Tech plus 900. Wake Forest plus 1,000. Notre Dame plus 1,000. I'm going with the oddball. I'm going Notre Dame in this one. It's March Madness. There's St. Patty's Day. I like Notre Dame. They have the potential to make a run. They're going to get hot. They're going to get a couple of buys in this tournament, and they're going to be able to get an upset and win the ACC. If it happens here, you heard it here first. All right, let's jump to the next one is the Big East Tournament. We have, a variety of teams here. Fellas, let's hear what you guys think about the Big East.
Well, look, it's pretty unusual to see Providence earn the number one seed in this tournament, and that's how strong this conference is this year. It's almost like Villanova has been tired of carrying the conference for the past couple of years, but trust me, now's the time that Coach Jay Wright gets his team going. They're the one team that Providence's number is got, and I think we'll see that in Nova. I think they're still the beast in the Big East.
I obviously agree. Nova and Providence, that just seem too tough for anybody to take down. Sure, I suppose UConn could. Creighton could come in and dent somebody's postseason plans, but I see Nova and Providence facing off this weekend for all the marbles in the Big East. Now, as you pointed out, Matt, Nova has had their number, the Friars, that is, but I see redemption for the Friars. I think they're going to take this one home.
Villanova plus 150, not the number 1 seed, but the favorite. Connecticut plus 400, Providence plus 550, Marquette plus 700, Seton Hall plus 1,000. I think Villanova's in. Providence, Connecticut, Seton Hall, Marquette, Creighton, Xavier. I think they're all good enough coming out of the Big East, especially with a weaker ACC. I like all those teams to make the big tournament, but I'm going to go with Providence here. Yes, I know they're number 1, but they're the number 3 team, at least in the betting, with a plus 550. They've kind of been this under-the-radar team, even though they're very good. In almost every matchup, they've been an underdog, even at home. I just don't think a lot of people think that they're that good. So I'm going to go with Providence, the Big East tournament champions of 2022. Let's go ahead and talk about the Big Ten. In my opinion, probably the best conference in college basketball this year, and they have a lot of great teams coming out here. So, fellas, I'm interested. What you guys think?
Look, I say that this is the tournament to bet on a huge underdog. Heck, Brandon's Huskers just beat Wisconsin on the last game of the season to spoil their chance at a 1 seed in the Big Ten tourney. So, I mean, why not just throw some down on Nebraska or pitch some in for the last seed Minnesota? I don't care. If I had to choose, though, on a real contender that could be a surprise, it's the 5 seed in Iowa. I like their path in this tournament. They only lost to Illinois by 2 in the last game of the regular season, and forward Keegan Murray's ready for the spotlight. I like those Hawkeyes.
And I think if that's the matchup, Iowa and Illinois in that bracket, it's going to be tough for them. But as you said, look, you got 3 top 25 teams. Wisconsin had won 7 of 8 before hitting a brick wall against my Huskers. Purdue had a strong season, but lost 2 of their last 3 games. Illinois had a 5-game stretch there a couple of weeks back where they went 2-3 before closing out with 3 big wins. It's always somebody else that's going to pop up here in the Big Ten, it seems like. It's going to be Iowa. Could it be Michigan, who I see throwing a few punches this week? See what I did there? I see Illinois, though, taking control in an easiest bracket of where they're set up here as the top 4 seeds to win. But a side note, as Matt said, I see my Huskers getting 1 or 2 big upsets here and ruining somebody's postseason.
There you go. You heard it here first. All they got to do is get by Northwestern, which is going to be 6 p.m. First game, then to take on Iowa that he mentioned. This could be a good tournament. I'm super excited about this one. I like how you kind of said Michigan. They've been kind of up and down. And Purdue, plus 200 as the favorite, at least in the gambling world. Illinois plus 350, Iowa 350, Wisconsin 700. Got to watch the injury of their star. Michigan plus 1,200, then Ohio State plus 1,200. I'm going to go with a bit of a stretch here, all right? That number 4 seed, Rutgers. I like Rutgers. I like the path that they have. Yes, they might take on Iowa, but we maybe see Nebraska get those upsets. If that happens, they slide in there, take Rutgers. I like Rutgers. They are led with some seniors. I think they have a potential to win it. They are plus 3,500 to win that. So, hey, that's at least a dollar bet to win 35, right? So either way, I'm going to go with Rutgers as a surprise Big Ten champion that nobody is really talking about. Let's jump over to the next one, which is going to be the Big 12. Again, the Big 12, a lot of great teams in here.
Look, I say be careful with this one. Kansas and Baylor, yeah, they're the clear favorites, but Baylor's got Oklahoma in their first game, and I'm just saying, anything can happen. I like Kansas the most. I think Coach Bill Self has got his team scoring on a really high level, like that 102-point game that they put up a couple of weeks ago. I'm serious about Oklahoma being the massive surprise, and I like what people are saying about Texas Tech being an outside favorite, but I'll stick with Kansas if I had to choose.
If I'm choosing a sleeper here, it's where I live closest to, and that's Iowa State. I think that they could take a big upset here against the Red Raiders. That said, this is a very top-heavy conference. The 2 top or 3 teams are great. After that, after the heavy hitters, it's really just mediocrity. Number 1, number 2, Kansas, 4 starters with a percentage above 48%. Baylor, 3 guards averaging 13 points a game. That's pretty impressive. But Texas Tech, they are 3-1 against Kansas and Baylor this year. I'm taking them to win.
Couple of teams that are obviously already going to be in Baylor, probably going to be a 1 seed. Kansas with the potential, I think, to slide in to a 1 seed, especially if they win this tournament. Texas Tech, Texas, Iowa State, TCU, I think are all in the tournament. I'm going to go with Texas Tech. I think that they have been playing hot. I think they have a potential to make a surprise run. I was going to say Texas because Texas has been that team that when it doesn't matter, whenever I bet against them, they seem to win. Whenever I bet with them, they seem to lose. This could be a fun tournament to kind of bet on and predict. Let's jump into the next one. It's going to be one of my favorite conferences to watch this year. And it's been a conference that I don't think a lot of people talk a lot about. It's the Mountain West.
Oh man, that's just been a wild conference in general. I like Boise State, I like Colorado State, I like San Diego. I even like Wyoming. Why not? I don't care who you want to place your bet on. This is the one where you're like, hey, let's just put a little bit on this team. Let's just put a little bit on this. Either way, if I had to choose, I like the team that's actually ranked nationally, Colorado State. That's gonna be my go-to choice. If not, look, even University of New Mexico has a shot at this one. I just love them all.
Lots of conferences in the country. What was it, Matt? 30, 32, something like that?
32.
In
32.
D1. That's a lot. Why don't we cover the Mountain West? Well, as you said, because it's one of the tightest and toughest conferences here in the country. 2 top 4 seeds in the tourney were within 2 games of each other in the standings. Boise State, South Dakota State, San Diego State, Colorado State, and Wyoming. SDSU, get those 2 mixed up. Each one dangerous and could win this thing. Look out for UNLV. That's who I'm looking for. They've got 2 wins over Wyoming and a 19-point victory over the Rams of Colorado State.
This has been a conference. I've been watching a game almost every single night of these guys. And the one team that I truly, truly enjoy watching and is a scary good team is Wyoming. They have a duo on their team that leads the nation in scoring. They happen to not score almost any points when they did play Colorado State last time, and still almost won the game. So Wyoming is going to be my pick here. Looking at this conference, I think that they have 4 teams that are going to be in the big dance. You're going to get Colorado State, you're going to get Boise State, you're going to get San Diego State, and you're going to get Wyoming. I think, they're probably all going to be 6 to 10 seeds, probably right in there, but this is going to be a fun tournament to watch. Colorado State is the favorite in the gambling world at plus 360, Wyoming, then plus 600, UNLV plus 700, Utah State plus 1100, Fresno State 1300, San Diego State, though, they're a team to watch for. But either way, I'm going to go Wyoming in this one, but I'm super excited, which I never thought I would be, about the Mountain West. All right, let's talk PAC 12, fellas. What are you guys thinking?
Last year, Oregon State shocked the universe by winning this tournament. I think this year will be less of a surprise. Arizona is just one of those top teams in the country, just so well balanced. Though that doesn't necessarily mean it wins you championships. I'm swerving here. I'm picking the UCLA Bruins. Am I a little biased being near LA? Yeah, maybe. But I just like their dynamic play that can make a difference this time of year. Don't forget, Mick Cronin's squad reached the Final Four last year in the NCAA tournament, coming off a good win against USC. I think UCLA is ready to go right now.
Obviously, I agree with Matt. Arizona is the team to beat. Only 2 conference losses this year against 2 of the top 4 teams in the conference. And the lone loss out of conference was against Tennessee, a top team in the SEC. We'll talk about them here in a minute. Wildcats, that is, became the first team in the conference history to win 18 league games before winning the regular season crown and the tournament's top seed here. They should cruise to victory. That said, if there is an upset, I'm agreeing with Matt. It's going to be UCLA.
I think Arizona is going to win this conference championship. And I also think that there's going to be a potential upset. Like you said, there was one last year. So if I'm going to pick a potential upset, I'm going to go with the Colorado Buffaloes. They're at plus 3,000 to win this. Arizona, they are minus 135. UCLA plus 190. USC plus 900. Then Oregon plus 1,200, which is a surprise to me. Then Colorado, who is the 4 seed in this tournament, at plus 3,000. So if you're looking for an upset, I recommend Colorado, but I agree. I think Arizona is too good to not win this tournament. As you mentioned, Brandon, let's talk SEC. What are you guys thinking?
Guys, I think I'm good on dealing with Kentucky and Auburn for this tournament. I think I like them more on the national stage. I'll look at them later. So with that said, and with this conference featuring a lot of the nation's top teams, give me Arkansas. They beat Kentucky not too long ago. They brought it down to the wire with Tennessee last weekend. I like Coach Eric Musselman, and I think the Razorbacks are ready to make some noise here.
I like it.
I really like Auburn. No bad losses this year, and they beat Kentucky at home by 9. Both the Wildcats and Tigers lost to Arkansas and to Tennessee. 2 teams to watch out for here. But I really think Auburn and Kentucky are just a cut above. I know, Matt, you said wait till the big tournament. That's when they're going to make their noise. And maybe their eyes are on that big tournament. They don't have to win this to get anything. But as you learn from losses, you grow as the year goes on as well. You become tournament ready. If all goes to plan, Auburn and Kentucky will face each other in the title game come this weekend. That said, on a neutral court, I like Kentucky to win the SEC tournament. But my bubble team, not the bubble team, the one to watch out for, Florida, believe it or not, the 9 seed.
Okay. All right. I like it. Florida, they have a tough path, as well as the Missouri, Ole Miss, Auburn, Kentucky. I'm going to go ahead and say Tennessee. All right. They're a team that's always kind of been there, but when is the last time they've really won the SEC in basketball? All right. I think this is their year. They're very well coached. They have some great leadership in this team. I really like them. If they match up with Kentucky to take them down, and then I think Auburn gets upset. So maybe we're going to have a little bit of an Arkansas-Tennessee SEC championship, and then me or Matt will be right. So that's what we're going to go with. We can't thank you guys enough. That's what we got. That was the last prediction for the conference championships. Tell them where they can find you again.
Yeah, you can find me, Matt Brown, at the Johanna Jones.
Online, social media, everywhere you want to go, Brandon J. McDermott.
There you go. And I'm Matt. Also, as Beard Laws, you can find me if you want. That's all we got. All right. Bye.